Shalom, balance, paradise, righteousness, back up in the lab one more again, continuing the Texas series. And I have a guest with me again, as you can see. And I got a new addition to that Swisha house.
Man.
Yay. You see the piece?
Hold up, man. 2 chains like 2 chains, baby. 2 chains like.
No introduction needed, man. The siblings blowing up the scene at the moment, man. Highway Yella in the building. What do you do, man?
Man, nothing much, man. Just sitting out here enjoying the nice weather right now.
Lucky for some sibling, man. You're out there, man. You're out there. It's raining like a motherfucker over here, but
Oh.
it's all gravy. You heard me?
and where you at right now?
In Birmingham, UK.
Oh man.
Yay.
I'm about to come over there.
For shiggity sibling, we're gonna start talking about some of that there, man. Get some of you legends over here. You know, show these boys how it's supposed to be done. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh man.
This is what it is, man.
Dude, nothing much, man. Just taking a little break right now. Just a little small. Just a little small.
Give thanks. Sometimes it's always needed is a reset to gather thoughts, to fortify, to plan, to strategize. So yeah, man, I hear that. I totally hear that. So how's the zombie apocalypse been treating you, sibling?
Say it again.
How's the zombie apocalypse been treating you, man, over these last how many months?
Man, I ain't. Oh. It's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. Very crazy.
Definite, man. Trustfully, you ain't been affected too much family-wise and all that. No one's in hospital and all that, I take it.
Well, just recently, like, man, I have a few family members affected right now, but just luckily I haven't been around them, so you know, it's kind of weird because I honestly didn't believe in all that. Man, I'd have been around the country a lot recently. You know what I'm saying? And for me not to get affected by none of it, it's a blessing at the end of the day. But you know, I feel bad for the people who have been affected by it. You know, that's what they call it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so, but you know, that's just my theory.
I hear you, sibling. I hear you, and many other people hear on that point as well. A lot of this year ain't making no damn sense. Unfortunately,
Nope.
people are getting caught up. Something's definitely happening.
Yeah,
But
something's happening. I think honestly that whatever is happening, they just attach that to it. You know what I'm saying? It's really something else, but they attach that to it just so they could show off for the numbers and stuff like that. That's what I think.
well, look at this here. These blues, Cuddy. Where's the news? Where's the numbers for people with flu? Isn't it's flu season now, right? I,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
see
it is.
no numbers talking about flu season this and come get your jab. All I'm hearing about is this other thing. Yeah, no. It's like since March, there's been no homicides, there's been no, you know what I mean? Nothing's been going on apart from this thing. Cancer, everything stopped.
Yeah, it's all about Corona. All that's happening is just AKA Corona now.
This is the thing. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I hear that.
And the killing part about it, when is it going to end? It's not ending no time soon. The numbers are so called to be higher than it's ever been since it all started back in March. Like it's crazy, but in Texas, if you was in Texas right now, you wouldn't even believe it exists because we don't give a fuck in Texas. Everything, clubs still be opening. They just, you know, they gotta have the clubs are gotta be made into like restaurants to serve food. That's why they can't shut stuff down in Texas. But only thing is weird, like the mall closes at 7 every day now. The mall usually closes at 9, and Walmart ain't 24 hours and little stuff like that. But as far as everything else, as far as the environment, the culture, man, it's still rolling, man.
Mm. Are you noticing? Because I'm hearing 50-50. I'm hearing some people saying, people are, taking it serious to a point, so that they're social distancing, etc., etc. But then on the other hand, I'm hearing people saying people ain't giving a fuck, man.
I'm only part I take serious about all that is that everywhere I go, I wear my mask. That's it.
Mm.
And I ain't no social person anyway, so I ain't around a lot of people anyway. But when I do go somewhere, I wear a mask anyway. Only reason I ain't got one now because I'm talking to you.
Hear that, sibling. And also, listen, let's get this out here, man. Of course, when you're out and about doing your shopping, if you want to put a mask on, of course. But listen, if you're out in the fresh air, there ain't no need for no mask, man. That's fresh air, man. You need that there in
Yeah,
your
they
lungs.
trying to say this is airborne. They trying to say it's airborne, man. But then again, like I said, I feel like if it's really what it's supposed to be, no matter what you do, you could mess around and catch it.
Mm.
But like I said, I've been around every part of the country recently, and like it's like ain't nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? It's like now, don't get me wrong. I'll take it back. Now, places over there on the East Coast, they strict. They taking it strict. Like I said, I almost didn't get into certain states when I went over there. But like California was taking it real. They were real kind of strict about it. But Texas, hell no, man. Hell no.
They just, well, did they have any form of lockdown? Did they lock down at all? Like, and have like only a
No, the toll. Oh, you talking about the toll road?
Yeah, yeah.
Hell no. If anything, you could just drive straight through it there without paying. Yeah, they made they made that better. You know?
Yeah. So there's been some plot. I mean, as you say, I mean, for some people, I mean, of course, there's clearly an effect, but for people who don't really like being around loads of people anyway and stuff, and it hasn't really put a big dent apart from, as you say, limiting your choice or limiting your opportunity to go to these places 24 hours or blah blah blah. Um, it's very interesting times that we're living in, Sydney. I mean, over here, as of last Thursday, the England, not the whole of the UK, but England is now on lock. So only um, essential stores are supposed to be open. You ain't supposed to visit nobody. 2 hours of exercise a day and all this crazy stuff. But peep these
Well,
blue, peep these.
it's about to be like that over here. We don't gotta. We soon as old boy get in the office, as soon as they after inauguration day, I guarantee that we gonna be on lockdown. Like it's gonna be worse than it was at first. I guarantee you that.
But the mad thing about it is, though, there's all those rules in place, but yeah, I can still go out to the store and mingle with all kind of damn different people and consume as in regards to buying shit. But then I can't go to nobody's house that I know.
Man, it's weird, man. Like I said, they no matter what they do, you ain't gonna stop nobody from going hanging out with somebody. They could lock down the stores, they could do whatever, man. But you're not gonna stop unless you just got a police or something sitting outside everyone's house or some shit like that, man. You ain't gonna be able to stop that. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's weird. It's kind of it's weird everywhere. It's different everywhere. Like I said, like you said, you can't go work out about 2 hours a day. What kind of shit is that? You know it don't take but a second to what they say inhale the virus or whatever. It don't take but a second. So what limiting the time of what you do is gonna help.
Good point. Very good point, man. all of these precautions that are being taken, and it's good. You got to be diligent out here. But as you say, if it is what they say it is, and it you can do all of those precautionary tactics and stuff. But if you're gonna get it, unfortunately, you're gonna get it. There ain't nothing you can do about that, there, am I?
Man, I know of people who had it and they done everything, sanitize their hand every time you turn around and all across the board for all safety across the board and still end up with it. Like I just feel like I just keep living like I normally do every day. Like I said, but I do wear the mask though. I will say that
Mm,
much. I do wear the mask.
mm,
But other than that, man, I don't feel like people should be out here, man, just sanitizing everything they touch. Like I said, man, don't take but a second. It could be you could wipe down the floor and somebody comes spit on it right then, and you don't know it. You just happen to touch the floor. Bam, you got it. You know,
mm.
like it happened just like that. So I don't think all these precautions that's going on, they telling you to do. Like I said, I wear the mask just so I won't get fucked with by police and shit like that. Because in Texas, they will turn you around if you ain't got no mask on in the store. They will turn your ass around real quick.
Okay, so that's interesting that's taking place in Texas and I guess in America.
A lot of that's everywhere. You ain't really just you ain't going in no store without a mask.
So
You
what
know,
about
like in the hood, they ain't really tripping in the hood. But like you go to the urban areas and stuff, and you ain't doing too much without that mask. I got 4 or 5 of them on me. So like, I always have a mask no matter where you go. It's different everywhere. But like I said, a lot of in Houston, like on the south side where I stayed in Houston, I go right up the street, man. Ain't nobody wearing no mask in there. Like I said, people's not caring no more. Ain't nobody trying to sit in no house all the time, bro. I don't care what you do. Ain't nobody finna sit in no house. I'm not finna sit in no house.
Hell no,
They
sibling.
call me Highway Yella for a reason, man. I move around. I don't sit in the house.
Break it down, sibling. You
You know
heard?
what I'm talking about, man? You know what I said? They call me Highway Yella for a reason, man. I'm at least in 2 or 3 different cities every week. At least. At
Mm,
least. No cap. I mean, you can look at my Instagram. It'll tell you everything you need to know about it.
this is the thing, man. You're out here, man, getting those experiences, living life. And this is the
Yeah.
whole thing. It's stopping people from living life. I mean, you've got old folk, middle-aged
Yeah.
folk.
Now that right there, that's the serious part of it. Like like my grandma don't even move around like that now. Like
Mm,
now it's real fucked up if the older people get it because they can instantly die. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no quarantine. You
yep.
know what I'm saying? But other than that, as far as people of my generation or younger, man, nobody giving a fuck, man.
For
I know
sure.
that shit and don't even feel nothing. That's another thing I don't understand. How in the hell can you get this shit and don't have no symptoms? And you know what I'm saying? That's the
Yeah.
dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Asymptomatic.
Yeah, that's
Sibling.
what they call it. That's what
Yeah.
they call
If it don't smell right, the shit ain't right.
it. Man.
you know, it's just, as I say, we got to be vigilant out there. We got to support, our family members, especially who are at an elder age and stuff, who, as I say, are going to be sat at home, petrified, watching all this fear porn with them telling you this and that, these statistics, and black folk and minorities are the biggest carriers of the thing, and all this crazy stuff. We need to support them and, as I say, give them as much support as possible because they're going to be sat at home frightening the hell out of themselves.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, bro.
Definite, man, definite. So outside of that, then, so I take it the shows now that have been going left, or have you still been able to kind of perform and stuff?
I still been before, but ain't nothing stop Yellow. It's not. I will say this: the shows are not as lit as they should because they have all these restrictions. Like you go to you have something at a small venue, only like a couple hundred people could fit in there. They'll let 100 people, 100, depending on where you at. Like I said,
Mm,
some places. Then again, I say some places don't give a shit. They'll of course say yeah, we only gonna let such and such people in, but somebody coming through paying that money ain't turning it down. But
Especially in
the
these
big like
times.
the big stupid events, the big stupid events. Oh yeah, you 6 feet apart from the next motherfucker, all that shit. The shows ain't stopped. They just are not as lit as they should because of that, because of
Yeah.
all the restrictions they have.
So how are
But
you finding the actual, as you say, it's not as lit, but describe that for me. Try and paint the picture.
it's
What's
not crunk. It's not as crunk. It's like you know how you could just easily walk around the club and just accidentally rub onto a female.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't none of that. If you gonna rub on a female, that means you done literally walked up to her and rubbed up on her. It ain't
right?
no accidentally bumping into no man, nobody stepping on a shoe. Ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? And like, of course, like I said, it's not as crunk. It's not as you're not happy in the club like you should, like you could be. I mean, it's dope. Don't get me wrong, it's still dope, but not like it would be if it was a packed house or something.
Yeah. The vibe and the intimacy ain't there, kind
Yeah,
of
the
thing.
vibe, as I said, if you want to, you know how some of us will accidentally rub on a female in the club and make it seem like you were trying to get by. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really doing that. You can't do that if you wanted to because, like I said, everything's so spaced out. And like it's different. Like man, and it's weird is the thinking like, is it ever gonna get back to what it's supposed to be? We won't see that probably for about another year. I don't think.
That's the question, man. That's the question. And it's gonna take brave business owners, brave people to say, look, man, we're gonna be as diligent as we can, but all this stupid shit that you're saying that we gotta do, we ain't doing it, man. You know, we're gonna wash our hands like we're supposed to have been washing our hands from the start. I mean, some folk ain't been doing that, but it's given some folk who aren't necessarily as hygienic as they should be the impetus to be hygienic based upon what they're saying. So there's pluses and minuses, man. You just try and draw as much of the pluses um, from the thing. You know what I'm saying? So let's jump back, man. Let's jump back. Born and raised sibling. Break that shit down.
All right, hold on, give me a sec.
Okay.
All right, I was born in Shreveport, Louisiana. It's like an hour and a half from where I'm from. But I was raised here in Haynesville, Louisiana, where I'm at right now. But on my daddy's side of the family, my grandmother was living in Houston, and I always went down there in the summer or any little break I had. So that's how I got adapted to the culture at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So I said I was raised in Louisiana, but I said I did a lot of back and forth between here and Houston. That's where a lot of people get confused. That's why most of my music, I let people know that I was born and raised in Louisiana, but Texas adopted me, kind of thing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I said I started rapping at an early age. I always freestyle. I said I first started listening to my daddy had Too Short on the A track. That's how long it been. Like I said, my daddy, but that's a big gap I always leave out. That my dad, soon as I was born, my mom and daddy they shit took me to California because my daddy was in the military. So
Okay.
I lived in California till I was about 7 or 8. See, that's a part of my life I don't really just. You probably the first person I said that to as far as on the interview anything like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I lived in California in 29 Palms, California. That's close to Los Angeles. I stayed there till like about 7, 8. Then I moved back here, Louisiana, and I stayed here till I graduated.
Okay. All right. And so Yella. So sh Louisiana, where you at now? Is that a metropolitan part of or urbany kind of, or is it country?
No, I'm from the place I'm from.
Hmm.
The
Man, it's a small town, like 25. Well, you done caught me slipping in the middle of the interview. I'm live on the
Oh man, what's up, man?
hey,
Live on
What
yeah,
it do, man?
hey,
yeah, real Swisha hot shit, man.
hey,
Yeah.
man. You know
Ah,
what
you,
that is?
I know what that is, sibling.
Hey man.
But yeah, like,
Is that some of that lean?
yeah, man. Yeah, Haynesville, Louisiana is very small, man. It's like population 2,500. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we have to drive an hour and a half to go to the city.
Damn.
Very
Oh,
small. Like I said, if you didn't play football, you want shit around here. You know what I'm talking about? Like, if you didn't play football, you really want shit around here.
yes, yes, yes. So
Yeah, the
that.
other time we from, we known for football. Like, we the shit in football. It been like that since I known to be here. But, you know, like I said, as far as rap is concerned, you weren't finna make it around here with no rap unless you moved around. That was the whole thing, reason why I went to Houston. Like I said,
Okay.
hey, come back about 30 minutes.
So,
Hey, for real.
so how did we get the passion, man? So how did we get this passion for this rap, man? What turned you on to this
Oh yeah,
hip hop?
oh yeah. That's back to like I said, my daddy had Too Short on 8-track. That's when I first really just heard rap like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
then UGK came out. When
Yeah.
K came out, that's when I wanted to rap. But like I said, I didn't, you know, didn't have nothing I needed to do any of that with. So I
Mm.
just was a fan of the music for the longest until one day we moved when we moved back to Louisiana, we moved in these apartments. And his dude stayed downstairs for me. He rapped, but he was already established. So he taught me how to rap. He taught me how to write bars like 16s and stuff. You know, back then it was all about 16s. Wasn't no 12s or
Yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
8s or nothing back then. It was three. It was a song, three 16s. You know what I'm saying? So he taught me how to write 16, and that was like I was probably like 13, 14 at that time. So, but then again, like I said, I didn't have nothing that I needed to try to drop a project or anything like that. So
Mm.
we was dropping mixtapes off of a karaoke machine type shit.
Ca- Your sibling, a lot of people tell me that, man, that the karaoke thing was one of the tools that they utilized to hone their craft basically and to get on.
Yeah, you had to one take Jake everything. If you messed up, you had to do the whole song over. You know what I'm saying? And the killing part about it, bro, I still have that tape. Well, actually, I took the tape. So I'm a real computer freak. That's a lot of people don't know. I was a real computer freak. So I figured out how to take the tape. I figured out how to take the tape and put it on a disc back then before anybody really knew about that. So
Shit.
I still had those files right now, and I said I was gonna redo the whole project, like put it in today's time.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be
I
dope.
called it. I called it way below zero. I
Shit.
called it way below zero, man. I never forget. Back in those days, I was called Pimp B, and the reason why they called me that was because when I was in 7th grade, that was around the time UGK Riding Dirty came out,
Shit.
and
Classic album.
yeah, and they had that song on there telling my bitch didn't want me, she wanted to fuck my car.
Yes.
I, and one day in the class, I fucked around and started rapping that shit, and then realized I was doing it out loud. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, all the females was all on me, back then. So yeah, they started calling me Pimp B, and the reason, and I took that name serious until I graduated. I didn't want to use that name because of Pimp C. I said I wanted to give them their full respect. Pimp C is my favorite. Pimp C is my favorite everything when it comes to rap. I don't want to let that be known. That's why a lot of people, I don't know, just so magical. A lot of people say I look like them, I talk like them, sound like them, and all that. The only reason you probably can't tell right now because I ain't got on the glasses or the hat. But
Classic.
I put on the glasses in the hat, man, as a rap. Like I said, this man kids even said it. His wife even said it. Bun,
Man.
I said I got the pictures to verify all that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so after I said when I got out of high school, when I finally was able to to drop music for real, I started going by Yella Boy. And you know what I'm saying? And I went by that for the longest, man. It was only like 2 years ago I changed my name to Highway Yella.
So, all right then, sibling. So, okay. Let's slow it down a little some, right? So, we got Too Short as an influence by Pops.
Yeah.
You got hooked onto that UGK. I take it, was it the band album, the very first one you're talking about, or the Too Hard to Swallow?
Actually, it was Too Hard to Swallow because you remember when band first came out, it wasn't released like worldwide.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, they took all those songs and put it on Too Hard to Swallow when they got signed to Jive.
Yes.
See, a lot of people don't even know that shit. You know what I'm talking about, man? So you
That's
know
some...
that's and at that time, like I said, at that time we was in California. So the band album, we didn't get it, we didn't get that. So that mean everybody here was more already on UGK before I got a hold to it. So
Right.
when Too Hard to Swallow came out, my daddy had it, and man, I'm one motherfucker, two motherfucker, three.
Yes.
I'm like, oh shit!
Isn't it?
You know, I ain't say that, but you know, like I said, that was in my head, and ever since then, I wanted to do it. But like I said, I didn't really get to really get my shine on with that. I used to rap at the halftime of the basketball games and everything. I was on, you know, I played basketball while I was in school. I wanted to be a basketball player, but you know, I was too busy in the holes and shit like that.
Extracurricular activities rather than honing skills on the court.
Oh hell yeah! I used to get them hyped on in halftime, and when we first run out, I used to rap for the whole gym, like for real. Yeah.
So style wise, so we're still in the booth at this time, right?
Yeah.
So did you have more of a Louisiana style and flow, or do you have
I've always rapped like I rap now. I've always I never I don't know. Well, I'm gonna take it back. I'll take that back. I listened to a lot of Bone and Twista back then too when they first came out. So when I first started rapping, it was like that.
Yeah.
But when I started hearing Screw, well, I've been here. I was listening to Screw when DJ Screw first came out. But when like I said, when I actually started dropping the music, it was all like I am now. But when I freestyle and stuff like that, in the beginning, it was kind of like a Bone Twista type flow. We used to listen to them all the time. Well, I still do, but when they first came out, so I kind of got all it, but it's more of the Texas flow. Like when I started hearing before and after the Capitals and
shit,
all that, it's been like that ever since, man. Because I said I had the best of both worlds when I be in Houston. Well, we stay north side and the south side. So, you know, I got the best of both worlds. So I've been a fan of both Screwed Up Click and Swisha.
Definitely. All right.
I started putting out the music for people. When I got serious, that's how it came out. It wasn't none of the Twista Bone. I mean, I still could do it. It ain't nothing. I do a song like that every now and then, but
yeah, man.
Seems like what comes out is like the old Texas flow.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to hear you display some of those verbal skills, sibling. Most definitely, some of that fast flow. It's
man, I do it all.
Yeah, man. That shit's most definitely appreciated because, as you say, Twista and the Speeding Up Mobster, Bone Thugs, Crucial Conflict, they were psychodrama. They were doing their thing, man.
Yeah, me and my homeboy was talking about that. When all that, the Do or Die and psychodrama, all that come out, man, shit.
Heat from that Windy City, Shay.
Yeah, I was in love with that. When I first heard Bone, that would killed it. When I first heard For the Love of Money, that was it.
Okay, yeah. As soon as you say that just incites memories, man, and takes me to the same time when I first heard that their checkers, and it's like, yep. They were excellent, harmonical, and obviously with that the Mo Thugs dynasty that they created as well. For me, it was Twista and the Speeding Up Mobsters.
Man,
the skills that Twista and them boys got is well. Let's talk specifically Twista. There's not hit apart from Tech Nine.
Man,
There ain't many people who's dropping words, long syllables, rhymes that make damn sense, sibling.
yeah,
And you
like,
can hear that shit. You heard?
yeah, that's man. You taking me back now, man. Like Twista, like when I first heard Tech Nine, I think I heard Tech Nine on that gang related soundtrack. He had that song called Questions on there. That's the first time I ever heard of Tech Nine.
Yes.
Then part about it now that you bring up Tech Nine, the dude that taught me how to write the bars and shit like that, he has a whole album with Tech Nine and Spice One together. Him, Spice One, and Tech Nine. Never, I've heard it. And every time I talk to dude, I'm like, bro, why you never drop that shit? I said, don't you know how that would make you look if you drop this album that you got with Tech Nine and Spice One?
Spiggity Spice One.
You know, Spice One was on that shit too, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That from him either. Him and E40 and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I was on all that shit.
The Dangerous Crew, Ant Banks,
Yeah.
rapping around and all them. Yeah, you see, yeah. See, you man's a seasoned in this year, man. You ain't just sticking to one side. You know what I mean? One coast. I know third coast, the Gulf Coast. You know what I mean? Is highly respected. But it's clear that your musical tastes were most definitely varied, man.
Yeah.
So you feeling that puck as well then on the West, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Most definitely. If you ain't got Pac in your some type of and then you really ain't have TuPac in your life, something ain't right. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I didn't really too much care for Biggie, man. But the Life After Death album, the one that he came out with, like what I think they came out with it like right before he died.
Yeah.
That album. But then, you know, after a while, later on down the years, I went back and listened to Ready to Die. I'm like, okay, Big was tough. But when that whole East Coast and West Coast on, I picked sides. I was TuPac.
Yeah. Oh, listen, every day, sibling, every day. I'll go in reverse. When that Ready to Die album came out, I was feeling Biggie. I was definitely feeling Biggie, and then when it all transpired with the media and obviously Puffy and all that, as you say, man, I took sides. I definitely took
sides, man. I was TuPac all the way.
Definitely.
Shit, I had TuPac posters on my wall. I didn't have no Biggie poster on my shit.
Definitely, man. It's truth. It's facts. And straight. And you know, obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinion and stuff. But I find it quite interesting and amusing of sorts when I hear people, you know, bring up the argument, who's the best, Biggie or TuPac? And it's like,
Biggie catalog ain't even nowhere close to this.
This is the thing, sibling. Like, what are we using as markers? Are we just talking about as style and flow? You know, maybe you could say Biggie could get that there. Maybe
Biggie,
I'm saying.
Biggie was more lyrical, I could say, but TuPac was speaking that shit. Like, TuPac was a political guy. Man, TuPac, he was versatile. Biggie he was a good storyteller. He had bars or whatever. But man, you can't compare Biggie to TuPac, man. I don't care what anybody say. I take that shit to the grave, man. You can't compare.
Facts. Ain't no comparison, man.
TuPac still got shit that ain't came out, man.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts, man. It's facts.
You don't see no unreleased Biggie. You don't see them talk about no unreleased Biggie shit nowhere. They came out with that little remix album he did. I liked it that because they had that one song with Twista and Busy, Crazy Bone on. You know, it's very rare for them dudes get on the track.
Yes. It's as I say, it's interesting, man. It's interesting, and you know, Rising Paradise to TuPac and to Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls. But you know, the only thing that you can put them together is that they had a friendship and a partnership that unfortunately went sour. Outside of that, they were great rappers in their own right, but in my humble opinion, ain't no one gonna bless the mic and touch the mic and do anything that Pac has done.
Man, hell no, man.
Nah.
TuPac. Then on top of that, like only reason it's compared like that because you had TuPac respected from the whole West and Biggie was respected from the whole East. That's it. At that time, that's what that was. That's it. That's the only way you could compare that. But as far as the music, man, Biggie was dope. Not said Biggie was dope, but man, Pop, man,
He'd take you
that's
some places, man. Pac with
hell
that,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He'd
I
paint
never
them
had
pictures.
my mama, man, back when that's another thing. When I was a kid, when kids used to write down their stuff they wanted for Christmas and stuff like that, or for their birthday, I wrote albums on my shit. And my mama bought every last one of them. She in the house right now, she'll tell you, like, it was albums that was coming out, like, from the Houston culture, you could not get. And she found them motherfuckers. And I still have them. I still have all the original shit. I still have every last one of those CDs. Some of them still in plastic. Most of them don't have scratches on them. Like, those priceless now, man. That my collection gonna be worth millions someday.
Already, sibling. I went through a similar situation in regards to, as you say, trying to, at that time, we're talking, well, for me, I'm talking 90s, I'm talking mid 90s upwards. Trying to find Houston music was virtually impossible. And when you was able to find that, dear, you're paying a pretty damn penny for that, dear.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, you wasn't getting no artists from Houston really, like, till when they signed the distribution deals, like the Universal, like when Lil Kiki was getting distributed through Universal, and like when Young Star came out, his album came out like 3 times because,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. I was arguing with a dude the other day. Dude was arguing me, telling me that Young Star, Throw Young Player,
Yep.
was only one version to it. I was like, no. I said, it's a version that you could rarely get at the time. They had a June 27 freestyle at the end of that bitch. It was 17 minutes long. That's when that was Zero's first early shit. He was on, but the one that they came out with after he signed the deal, it was a double disc, but that song wasn't on there.
Nah, that's
you know what I'm saying? I got both versions.
Yes.
I got all.
Classic head like myself, as you say, I got both versions as well, man. Beating up the block, knocking pictures after wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, that album right there. If you found that album that came out in '98 with him eating the gold cereal,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's the one you could barely find. But the another version where he just standing there, got the little blue diamonds everywhere, you can find.
That's collector's items, as you say, man. That's some collectibles. That is some most definitely some collectible shits right there. So
hell yeah.
So clearly at that time you was riding the wave of that straight profit, that rec shop.
Man, I was in tune to all that. That's why, people that know me, they understand why I got this around my neck. They understand it. Like, someone new, they had to do their research. You know what I'm saying? They might feel some type of way at first because, they find out that I wasn't born in Texas and stuff like that. But after they figure it out, they be like, oh yeah, this dude right here, yeah.
Yeah, man.
But that's the type of shit that I was on. Even, like I said, I used to skip school to go by the Swisha house back then.
Okay, to break one of those stories down, and so where would you have to go to purchase the Swisha mixes?
Back then, you ever heard of Grambling State University?
Yeah.
It was a record store over there at Grambling State University called Knowledge Records. That was the only place in northern Louisiana that I knew of that you can get the real shit. And it was a place in El Dorado, Arkansas, which is like 20 minutes from where I'm at, because where I'm from is right on the state line of Arkansas. Like, I can walk to Arkansas from here.
Damn.
So it was a store called Mr. Mike's. They still open today. Those the only 2 places close to me that had you could get the original Swisha House CDs. And I could tell you the names of it. When I first went to Knowledge Records, that's where I first bought Summer 2000. and Mr. Master Archie Lee.
Shit.
And I bought before the cap of 2K1 at motherfucking and Mr. Mice in Arkansas. But the rest of them, back then, you could print out the piece of paper off their website, check out what you want, send the cash money, and they'll send you the CD. That's how I was getting all the Swisha House CDs back then.
It's memory lane, sibling. You're bringing it back because
And then when Chameleon started the Color Changing Click and started his shit, he was doing the same thing. Then not to know, a lot of people don't even know that Chameleon was the one drawing the pictures on the fucking Swisha CDs. Like before the cap of 2001, he drew that shit.
And
yeah, that was the good times, man.
That Homer Pimpson was
he
dope,
drew,
man.
He drew that shit.
Yeah. That's the interesting times, man. The interesting times when the creativity was there, the love was there, the division between the North and the South was around that kind of time was majorly dying down. It was some hella fun times, man. And out the trunk independent living was very profitable for y'all, from what I could hear.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm doing that today. I'm out the trunk right now. That's part of what I'm trying to bring back.
Yay.
You know what I'm saying? The only difference is now, like with the CDs. Well, I'm quite sure you won't get to that story later. I mean, that kind of jumped like in the present day, but yeah, I still be out the truck.
Nah, man, let's stay here, man. Let's stay here. We can always jump back in the ride and go back, man.
Yeah, what I do now is, like when I get the CDs pressed up, I get the barcode put on the back to where if you ain't got a CD, you just scan that barcode, and all my shit pops up. Every video I've ever dropped, every project I ever dropped, including the one that you have in your hand, all that shit pops up for your whatever you iTunes, whatever you use. So a lot of people still be, matter of fact, somebody just cashed out me some money just now for a CD while we on here talking. Yeah, man. So I'm trying to bring 98 through to bring all that shit back, man. Because like the younger generation need to know their history, man. Just like I know my history. You know what I'm saying? These young cats need to know their history, man. They think it was always just, I go in the studio, drop a song, put that bitch up on iTunes. They think that's it now, which it really is. But if it takes the value of the value of it out of it when you think like that, I remember when it was hard to even, like I said, I started off on a karaoke machine. You had to one take Jake that motherfucker. If you fucked up, you got to do it over. And it was times where I got to the very end of that shit and fucked up. Or my mama would come in the room and holler or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck the recording totally up, sibling.
You know what I'm saying? I had to start it all over. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the younger cat, don't get me wrong, I ain't got no issue with the younger generation because times have changed. But who feel like the younger guys need to know their history?
Well, as you say, they're missing a component. They're missing definitely it's instant gratification, and that's good in certain elements. But they're missing that physical interaction of actually, here's the thing. You know what I mean? Peep this year. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, sign it. Take a picture. Yeah. I actually met this brother. Yeah, he's different to what he looks like on the album cover, or he sounds exactly the same as how he raps, or you know what I mean? They've got that memory of and that exchange with the artist.
Man.
Or it's we went through DMs on Instagram or whatever, and I purchased the thing directly on the website. He signed it. It's personal. Then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't know nothing about getting on Yahoo Messenger and shit like that. That's the type of shit I had, Yahoo Messenger. Then MySpace finally came out. That kind of started it all. But even though that shit was nothing like Facebook and Instagram. But like I said, they don't know nothing about none of that. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's more easier for them. It's not like that. My mind on certain aspects, I still think of back in the early days, man. But because that like I said, it makes me feel like my product or anything I drop is worth so much compared to what the stuff I'm really seeing out here. Because if they only knew what really was going on back in those days, man, they'll appreciate the music more. That people be dropping shit, they don't even appreciate their own shit because it didn't take nothing to drop it.
Yeah.
You know
No
what I'm
value.
saying?
They don't put the value in it, and they don't see the value of it. You know what I mean? All it is for them, it's, you know what I mean. What's the numbers? What's numbers has it done? You know what I mean? It's as I say, it's a microwave kind of instant gratification kind of thing, man. It's unfortunate, and much success, because as we can see, some of these youngsters are winning. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily like the music and stuff, but their thought process and their business acumen is working. You know what I mean? They're stacking them. They're getting that bag, as the youngsters say these days.
And then that's the thing. Like a lot of these things that these younger guys are doing, it won't work for a motherfucker like me. Like it's a lot of stuff that these young cats do that I wouldn't dare do. Like the way they dress. Like certain things about the way they dress, I would never do. Ain't no way in hell I finna wear no pants where you can see my dick print. I'm not do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if I'm crease dying, you know what I'm saying? I rock with a crease in my pants, all my pants.
Starchy Archie.
Starchy Archie, I'm Starchy Archie right now, man. You know what I'm saying? They are not as loose as they usually would be from back in the day. I put it in between of what they wearing now and what I used to wear. But I ain't wearing no stupid bag of clothes though. But I ain't finna wear no shit where you can see my damn dick print in your fucking pants.
Hey sibling, that's nothing but facts right there. That's nothing but facts.
Yeah.
Nothing but facts, because listen, Pete the Blues, right? I'm pretty sure most people know this. If you don't, this is going to be a little jewel for you. But a lot of the designers who create clothing which is deemed as fashionable, they're not they're homosexual guys, right? So yeah, you know, so you as a quote unquote masculine male walking around with jeans tight like a woman, and you can see your calves and all that business. You know, you've got certain people who are looking at you in totally different ways, man. You know what I'm saying? She's crazy.
Yeah, man. That's why I'm trying to, like, all right, it's like this here. Let me break it down. Remember when Air Jordans first came out?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, back then they was the shit, you know. And all of a sudden, you know, after Jordan started playing, his shoes died. Though everybody wasn't wearing them, like talking about. But now they all retros and they came back better than ever. And everyone's wearing them.
Yeah.
How I feel about this music. That's why I started this whole Coming Down Ain't Dead movement. That's one of the main reasons why I did that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, ever since I started that, like all of a sudden I'm hearing a lot of coming down type music. I was hearing that. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna speak what I feel.
Yeah.
Like I said, all of a sudden, I'm seeing a lot of that shit, which is good because that's what I wanted. I want that type of music to come back to the forefront. But at the same time, if y'all know y'all don't seen Yella do it first, at least give me some type of credit. Shout me out or something.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing from you at all. But that's all I'm hearing. Like all of a sudden, I'm hearing all this coming down shit. Like I said, you didn't hear none of the DJs that actually slows and chop the music. You never really hear that actual kind of music in the songs. They was actually slowing, screwing, chopping it. Now it's all coming back. That's like I said. That's the whole reason why I come up with this whole Coming Down Ain't Dead, because you can listen to that motherfucker from 1 to 20, and you gonna feel like you was in 1998.
You're bringing that flavor back, sibling. You're bringing that flavor back.
Now I've been getting told every day, bro. Man, you bringing this shit back. You bringing this shit back every day. Someone telling me that, and they loving it. Like, you know, of course, like I said, as an artist these days, you got to keep up with what's going on. So I'm not all the way rapping like that, but my terminology and the shit I talk about is definitely that.
Oh yeah, sibling, I hear it. I definitely hear it.
The flow, you gotta put some type of Migo swag in there I'm not finna get on there and do that NBA YoungBoy shit insane. I'm not finna that. Not don't get me wrong, that shit be jamming, but I ain't with that. I ain't with all that singing shit, cause you know a lot of this rap done turning into sideways R&B.
Yep.
And
With that
I
auto
ain't
tunes.
motherfucker be coming down with some R&B, and I ain't with that. You know what I'm saying? Like as I said, but you as a rapper today, I don't give a fuck how old you are. I'm 36 years old, and I can keep up with all these little young niggas. I can keep up with anybody. I can get with anybody. So I'm kind of like the middle child of the shit, like J. Cole. That's why I really felt when he came out with that shit, I fully understood that, because that's how I feel. I feel like I'm stuck in between two different generations. So what I'm trying to do is adapt and bring all that shit together. But like I said, you gotta have some type of Migo flowing your shit on something, like, because not a young motherfucker not gonna listen to you.
This is it, man. It seems clearly that you're trying to be the bridge, man. Bridge
Yeah,
between
exactly.
the old and the new.
Exactly. As far as what I grew up on and what I know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about on these records. Like I said, I grew up, I made a post yesterday. I posted a picture of me and Too Short. Too Short raised me with that rap shit.
Yay.
Too Short raised me with that rap shit. And I met Too Short, and I've never been the type of dude, you know, if you be a fan of somebody, you finally meet him, you go crazy. I never acted like that when I met someone. It's only two people I felt some type of way when I first met them, and that was Bun and Too Short. So of course, when I first seen him, I was like, man, man, I play y'all every day. Y'all raised me with the music. Of course, yeah, you know, I didn't want nothing out of that. I just wanted to let them know it wasn't for them
Yes.
to me. I just
Yeah.
wish I could have met Pimp. I never got to meet Pimp.
Damn.
Man,
Rise in
but
Paradise, Pimp C, man.
I've been to his grave a lot of times. A lot of times. Like people don't even know Pimp C is not buried. A
Isn't
lot of
that?
people don't know Pimp C is not buried. They put him in one of them rooms where you slide to like a cabinet drawer and shit.
Oh, mausoleum, is that what they're called?
I don't know what it's called exactly, but that's what he
Okay.
in.
That's
And
what
you
they,
go
that,
out, go
that's what they do
outside.
down in New Orleans, right?
No, that's in Port Arthur.
Okay.
That's in Port Arthur. I said I got pictures of it. I talking about like I used to go there. I used to live down that way, like by Beaumont and Port Arthur. So every other day I used to go over there
Mm.
and I just sit there. Man, that's when it comes to rap, that is my God. I mean, I got God, believe me, believe. But when it comes to this music shit, it's
Yeah.
like Pimp C is God to me. Like Pimp C is everything to me when it comes to music. That's why I don't give a fuck when somebody, you trying to be like Pimp. I take that shit as compliments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and then on top of that, I'm cool with his wife, his kids. Then, like I said, I met Bun several times. Plus, a lot of guys that Pimp had under his label, I done songs with like He's a Leo. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? Hey, that's big up to me. I can call He's a Leo right now. You know what I'm saying? So I got
Mm.
personal relationships with these people.
That's what it is, man. Because you're carrying on a legacy, man, and they can see
Yeah,
you got a clean heart, sibling. You know what I mean? You ain't trying to use the position of someone's name to try and get your thing, man. You're paying homage, and you know what I mean. It's clear what it is.
yeah, that's why I didn't keep the name Pimp B like I had when I was a kid. Like I said, now everybody in my neighborhood where I grew up at around here, they still call me that. Like that's something that's not gonna change. Like the dude just pulled up a few minutes ago, he called me that. You know, like I said, that's a name that's not gonna leave. But as far as my stage name and who try to show the world, I felt like that was a slap in their face if I would have kept on with that.
Mm.
I don't know, even though it probably wouldn't, but that's just how I felt. So that's when the Yellow Boy came up. But like I said, I went through some crazy shit, and then next thing I know, I changed my name to Highway Yella, and it stuck. And it seemed like ever since I changed my name to Highway Yella, like everything has been up ever since.
Blessings upon blessings upon blessings, right, sibling?
Yeah, that's a weird story how I got my name though. I mean, of course, it's self-explanatory, but how I actually got the name is crazy.
Run it, sibling.
Like I was actually living in Florida. I was actually living in Florida, and I had to leave on some shit. So man, I said before I go back to Texas, I'm not finna just go straight to Texas. I just say fuck it, I'm finna travel. So shit, I left from fucking Florida and went to Atlanta. Stayed there for 3 days. Left from there, went to Memphis. And when
Memphis.
I was finna go home, and I was like, fuck this shit. I'm going to Michigan because I got family in Michigan. Most of my family on my mama's side stay in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't but hours away. So I said, fuck it. I went to Michigan in the snow and all that shit. So when I left Michigan, I stopped in Chicago, hollered at one of my classmates. He moved from here to Chicago. And while I was in Chicago, this girl hits me up on Snapchat. She's from fucking Milwaukee. I don't know nobody in fucking Milwaukee. And this girl Snapchat said, "You need to come up here, Yella. Yella boy, you need to come up here. We fuck with your music up here." I was like, "Oh yeah." So I looked up and seen Milwaukee one by like an hour and 45 minutes. So I drove up there, said, "Fuck it."
Mm-hmm.
Got up there, got to this club. Man, the DJ was playing my music. I'm like, man, how the fuck did y'all know about Yella boy way the fuck up here? So we get the fucked up, get the drinking and shit. And she was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna start calling you Highway Yella. I was like, man, you ain't finna call me that goof ass shit. So I didn't think of it no more at that time. So when I finally left Milwaukee, after the club, I didn't even stay. I didn't even stay the night. I just burnt out. So I got to Missouri and I was pumping gas. By the time then, I done kind of sobered up a little bit. So I got to say, I'm like, damn, that Highway Yella shit do got a ring to it. So shit, I called my graphic designer, told him make me a logo with the little interstate sign and put my name on it. And I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna see what people think of it. So man, I posted that shit. Everybody was like, man, that's you. That's you. And then at the time, Yella Beezy came out, and I didn't want them names to conflict with,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? So Highway Yella was perfect. And a couple months after that, I ended up joining Swisha House.
Okay. So you must have did like thousands of miles, sibling, driving from
Yeah,
Florida,
I do.
Atlanta, Memphis,
Yeah,
Chi-Town, Milwaukee.
yeah. That's what I
What?
That's what I do. And I know some if ain't a city I can go to, those especially those cities I just named. If I ain't got no bitch there or somewhere to lay my head or somewhere to record, I'm gonna have three, at least two of the three. Most likely have all three. That's anywhere in the country, anywhere I go, and I'm just speaking facts. And I can't. It's not too many places I can go in the United States of America. I ain't got no woman to fuck. I ain't got no fucking studio to record. I ain't got no place to lay my head. I ain't buying no fucking hotels when I go into these places.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now I might have family in in these certain areas too. That's a plus.
Mm-hmm.
But in another aspect, I got those three things I just named.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really do that shit. Like for real. My name is specifically speaks for itself.
Agreed. Agreed. So, all right then. So, but paint the picture of how are we doing all of these data? Because I used to do like 20, let's say 25 to 30,000 miles a year, which is for this little tiny island is a lot of miles still, right? So, how are you seeing yourself through these road trips, sibling? Have you just got like a gang of CDs loaded up and like paint me a picture?
Dude, this is what like I always keep flyers on me. The CDs don't really last long, but the flyers and posters, I can never have enough of those. So anywhere I'm going, like if I'm just bullshitting around, like go to the mall or at a barbershop or at my people's house or wherever it may be. Oh, I'm leaving my stamp some motherfucking where. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody, you gonna know who Highway Yella is before I leave. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I've gained a lot of fans is that like I go somewhere, I leave a stack of flyers in the stove type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I would literally leave flyers at a random store. Like I said, that's how I get to know a lot of people. A lot of people, some people throw them away. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, it's everything. Everybody's not gonna fuck with you. That's cool. I understand it. But if you could grab at least 5 or 10 people from the beginning in all these places you go to that fuck with you, that 5 to 10 people is gonna spread. They gonna fuck with you. They gonna be telling their partners about you.
Yeah.
And if they know their partners gonna tell somebody else. So next thing you know, you got hundreds of people that fuck with you when you go to these cities.
This
And
is it.
and I always ask myself, I'm like, damn, how the fuck this motherfucker know me? I'm not thinking, oh shit, I was here probably a year ago. They probably saw my flyer or some shit.
You're planting them seeds everywhere you go, sibling, and they're growing.
Everywhere I go. So, they're in the midst of doing all this, man, it's kind of, like I see my kids every chance I get. Like my oldest son lives in Las Vegas. So that's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. That's giving me easy access to go to LA.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you're aware of that, but you don't go to LA and not go to Vegas, or you don't go to Vegas and not go to LA.
Indeed.
So every time I go see my son, I'm making sure I'm going to LA.
It's a couple hours drive, right? It's what, 3 to 6 hours, depending on what part.
3.5. 3.5. Yeah, 3.5.
The
About to
LV,
make the
man.
trip again soon.
And when I hear it's popping in Vegas now, still some parts.
Man, this is weak as shit right now.
Oh shit, with the lockdown, of course. Yeah. It's supposed to be...
I was there. I went to see my son a couple months ago out there, and usually the strip is on popping all day long. Man, that motherfucker was dead in the donut. I was like, because what people don't know, if you ain't never been to Vegas, you just gonna think Vegas is just, oh my God, this most fabulous place. But once you go there a couple of times, only thing popping in Vegas is the strip. That's it. Vegas ain't no different than any other city. It's just that one little couple of miles of entertainment that makes the city. That's what makes Las Vegas, that strip. And once you done got that shit played out, you really don't give a fuck about going to Vegas no more. But the only reason I go there because I have a child there.
So going back to Louisiana, what musical influences did you have there growing up?
Oh man, I jammed No Limit and Cash Money like a motherfucker.
I thought so.
I got all the No Limit albums. They was so unique with they shit back in the day. Is that when you bought a No Limit CD, that bitch was a whole different color. The case was a different color.
Oh shit, yeah. The orange, the greens.
They was dropping them motherfuckers every week.
Yeah.
Cash Money, they was coming out too, but not like that. When it started coming out I was straight up No Limit and Cash Money like a motherfucker. But if I had to pick, and being from Louisiana, when you come to those talks, you have to be. You can't really just be both sides. You had to pick. So I was a No Limit guy.
Okay.
Because P was a motherfucker. Master P a motherfucker. Still is to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, Birdman is too, but I ain't heard Birdman's story like I know P's story. P just did a whole documentary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
and left a sibling and left out the Beats by the Pound.
Yeah, if it won't be no limit if it weren't for Beats by the Pound.
Shit.
But that's the only thing I hate, that when Beats by the Pound left, it's like No Limit died after that.
Yeah.
Man, not even just Beats by the Pound. If you would have just kept KLC.
KL, I know, the drummer man. Yep.
If you would have just kept KLC, man, you would have been straight. But you ended up letting them all go, thinking you could have got somebody better. You couldn't. That's what I've been trying to explain when I talk to my partners about music. Like Lil Boosie, prime example. He's from Louisiana. I can't leave him out. He's a legend. Can't leave him out.
Boosie badass.
His music don't sound nothing like that shit he did before he went to the penitentiary. Ever since he had that first project he came out with, Life After Death Row, when he got out. It's like everything after that, I was like, man, I don't know about this shit. Like, he don't suck. It's just the production. Like, he ain't got mouse on the track. Yeah. And them other dudes from Baton Rouge he was using to make his beats no more. And I feel like that took away a lot. Him and Webby both.
Yeah.
They're not fucking around like that. They might get one track every blue moon from Mouse. Like, and I personally got music with Mouse. And you know what I'm saying? Like, his beats is kind of like how KLC was.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you take that away from the formula, you ain't got shit.
You raise a good point, sibling, because when I mean, I kind of I'm stuck in the past still. So when I did hear say he was coming back out and stuff, I thought let me see what I go on with with Boosie, and I hear Turk was coming out as well, when he came out, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, there's something missing, man. This don't
That's what
sound the
they
same.
production, because they don't suck. They can rap their ass off.
Of course.
The beats. It's the fucking beats, man. That's just like if you took away the producers I use right now and I start using these new motherfuckers or someone different, motherfuckers are not gonna listen to my shit like that.
Yeah.
I want the same motherfuckers I've been using.
Yeah.
Because if they start elevating as far as how they make their beats gonna make me elevate my flow.
Exactly. It's like a plug and a socket, man. They go together.
Yeah. And and like I said, I don't know their situation. It's some shit that me or you or no one else even knows why they not fucking with them like that. But I just wish there was a way that they could reconcile and start back, you know what I'm saying, making shit like that, because that's what made them. That's what made these boys.
This is the thing, man. That's the
what made
foundation.
the boys, man. That's kind of like again. That's why you hear me rap off some of the same beats that Swisha House rapped off for back in '98.
Yeah.
To bring that sound kind of back.
Yes.
Then I reach back into some of the members have reached back out and we done stuff. Some haven't, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, man, I like, man, I like bringing that older sound back.
Definitely. But listen, that's a nice little segue, man. That is an excellent segue, sibling, because let's progress. How did we get onto Swisha House, Swisha Blast? How did we that meeting and that link up take place?
All right. What people don't know, I've been down with Watts since 2010.
Shit.
Yeah, I've been doing business with Watts since 2010. Like I said, when I first started rapping, all I ever wanted was a song with ESG and Flip and to have a Screw the Chop by Michael Watts. That's all I wanted. You know what I'm saying? That's all I wanted. I done mastered that a million times already. So I was actually living in Texas at the time. Well, like I said, I was living in a different part of Texas. And Watts had a show. Matter of fact, it was in Nacogdoches, Texas, exactly. And I said, man, I'm gonna get my motherfucking next mixtape Screwed and Chopped by Michael Watts. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how much money I gotta spend. So, man, you would laugh. Watts didn't even like my shit at first. But
what was his critique? He just didn't like it, or
he just didn't like it. Like Watts will tell you to your face. That's what I respect about him most. That like it's even shit that I do now, like certain shit I do now, he don't like. He'll tell you. That's what I respect about him most.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would tell you straight up, man, I ain't like that shit. And it could be a song that everyone loves, but he just might not like it.
Yeah.
It was one of those situations. So I overlooked that. So I paid him to do my mixtape. Matter of fact, I need to upload that motherfucker. It's not even out, like as far as streaming. Like, cause back when that mixtape came out, CDs was just like it was like right at the verge of ending.
Okay.
But it was still kind of good. So I still had, and then I made it a double disc, had a regular version, Screwed and Chopped and everything. It was called the Player Land Boss. Yeah, Player Land, that's Player Land Entertainment. That's my label. I still got that going, right now. The Highway Game, Player Land Entertainment, that's my shit.
Yeah.
But that was the name of the first mixtape that Watts did for me. It was called the Player Land Boss. Matter of fact, it was part 1. Then he did part 2 later on.
Was there any features, or was it just you going hard?
No, it was just me. I didn't get my first feature. I take that back. That first mixtape Watts did have a feature on it. That was the first time. My first feature I did, like I said, ESG and Flip. I had both of them on the mixtape.
What? So how did you line up, sibling?
Shit. My producer, one of my producers was I don't know. Somehow he got in contact with ESG. They talked on the phone and everything. And I was at the studio one day and he was on the phone with him. I said, man, you talking to ESG? He was like, yeah. I said, man, hold on, let me talk to him. And shit. I said, dude, don't you know that you got he had one of the first albums that I ever listened to that I actually own. I ain't gonna say listen to because of course Ghetto Boys, I listened to all them because my daddy was playing the shit. But as far as having my own CD, ESG Selling the South was the first motherfucking I ever had that I owned. So, man, I was telling him that story and this and that. He gave me his number and I hit him up, got him on the song. Of course, I had to pay for it. You know, I was a nobody then. Same thing with Flip.
You got to pay like you weigh?
Yeah, I had to pay like I weigh back then. So, hell yeah, I had ended up with both of them on my mixtape. So, shit, that was back in 2010, 2009, 2010. Yeah, you know, as far as, you know, after a while, Watts started fucking with me like on the personal level. We started hanging out. Like, Watts would invite me to a lot of his events. You know, and like I said, Watts was getting me booked and paid for shit before I actually became Swisha House. But you know, that was the same shit over and over basically till happened to 2 years ago. And we was at an event or whatever. And one of his homeboys was like, man, yo, you need to get you a Swisha House chain. And you know, I'm like, man, I'm not finna pay to get another nigga shit to wear on my motherfucking neck. I said, time to get a Highway Yella chain. So I ended up at TV Johnny Dang. I ended up at his shit. And I hate to tell this part because there ain't really nobody been it because people ask me all the time, man, how much that chain cost?
Don't drop the price. Don't drop the price then, sibling. Don't even drop the price.
But what happened was, I said, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna get the Swisha House chain. But when Johnny told me the number, I was like, fuck no. So I left it alone. But next thing I know, Watts called me and told me to go back up there. I was like, okay, all right. So Watts done talk to these motherfuckers, and next thing I know, it was the little or nothing type shit. I said, fuck that, okay. I said, damn, they knocked all that off. So I was like, I wonder why would he do that? But at the time, I wouldn't know. So I was like, okay, cool. So when I finally get the chain, I sent a picture to Watts. And Watts, next thing I know, Watts done made a post. Watts done made a post on Instagram. Shout out to my new artist, Highway Yella. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, really? But you know, I was the only reason I was getting it because, like I said, I grew up on this shit. This is a part of my life, regardless if I was a part of it or not. So when he made that post, then he called me, was like, hey, Yella, you like what I did, huh? I was like, hell yeah. So he was like, man, we're gonna meet up tomorrow, you know, work out everything and shit like that. And that's when I dropped the 34 video.
Yay.
Yeah, the 34 video was him putting the chain, introducing me to Swisha House, putting the chain around my neck, and all that kind of shit. But I said, man, I've been dealing with Watts for 10 years plus, man. It's more than just me being a part of Swisha House, man. I'm a part of this man's life. Like, man, this man done some shit together, like, that no one knows about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with his wife, his kids. I ain't never met his grandkids yet, man. Watts got grandkids, man. You know what I mean? Watts got grandkids, man. Watts done met my mama, my daddy. Shit, Watts done met my family. Like, it's more of a family than anything. It's more than just business. Of course, we handle business, but it's more family than anything.
Which is a good thing to have.
And that's the question, you know, like Watts could have put anybody in Swisha House. Watts deal with a lot of talented artists. He could have gave his platform to anybody. And, you know, after a while, I'm like, damn, for a while, I was always asking, like, damn, why me? And you know, a lot of people question that until now. Now they starting to see, like, yeah, we see why Yella Watts fuck with this nigga.
Well, from what you laid out, man, as I say, you're doing the thistle, man. You're that bridge between the old and the new, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, man. Definite, defo, and easy. It's good to hear because I've always been thinking like, you know, how comes we ain't got none of this, no new Swisha, man? You know, what's going on? Like, what's the dilly?
Yeah, but you know, like, man, it kind of killed me for the longest. I'm like, damn, like, you know, and a lot of people, I always wore the t-shirts. Like, people was kind of thinking I was Swisha House anyway, because I was always around Watts. I wore the t-shirts all the time and shit like that. But it was just because for the love and respect. It wasn't, I've never asked this man that one time. The whole time I dealt with, I never asked Watts, hey man, why I can't be Swisha? I never asked him that. And that's the beauty part of it. That's how I know that you could do something, and all you gotta do is keep doing what you're doing, and the shit that you really want out of it, you'll get it. So I said I never asked this man that one time. Never. People, you know, that's a lot of people think that's what happened, but hell no. I'm very independent with it. It's a lot of shit. Like, Watts let me do mostly anything I want. You know, it's not certain things that I can't do type shit. Whatever I do, Watts is behind it. And that's why we winning right now.
It seems, just based upon some of the other Swisha House artists I've had sit downs with, that it's clearly that it's a partnership thing. It's not a big I and little you thing. It's you come together. I know I've got this that I bring to the table. You've got that to bring to the table. Let's get it. Let's come together like Voltron.
Yeah, man. I said I would love to do a whole album with everyone that was before me, man. But it's so much politics behind it, man. And that's the only thing I will not really just not discuss right now. Maybe when shit gets bigger and better, I'll tell it, but not right now, because I don't want to make certain people look bad. But like, I wish everyone could come together.
Oh yeah,
everyone, but
definitely,
it's, you know, certain people done reached out, or they fuck with me on some shit. Like I said, I got a song with 80s on my album, Lester Ruz on my album, and you know, like, me and Big Pick, we talked. Me and Big Tiger, we talked. Like, but you know, a couple of guys, they not reaching back, or you know, I really don't give a fuck, but that's what the people want to hear. I don't give a fuck if you rap with me or not, to be honest. But that's what the people want to hear.
Listen, sibling.
They see this new guy. They want to see, what can I do with the older guys.
Exactly. I've been saying this.
Still work. So that's why I'm not going to just put it all out there right now, because some things might change. So that's why I put it all out there right now, because some things may change.
Trustfully, will, sibling, because as I say, every artist I'm talking to, I'm asking, when are we gonna have the big link up again? When are we gonna do these collaborations again? I see the solo projects with maybe one or two features, but where's the Swisha House camp, man? Where's the Screwed Up? Where's the SPC? Where's these collaborations, man? That's what we need to be seeing right now in 2020.
You'll see a Screwed Up click one before you see anything, really. You'll see, I could personally tell you that. You will see that before you see anything else, because they're divided, but at the same time, you got people over there that they lost the key players over there. So they have more reasons to come together. On the Swisha House end, you don't really got that. Ain't nobody, we ain't lost nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, rest in peace. You know, we ain't lost nobody.
But sibling,
you know, click, you lost Big Mo. You know what I'm saying? You lost Big Mo. You lost the head honcho.
Yeah.
You know, so they got a lot of reasons to come together on certain shit. It ain't like that on our end.
Sibling, it shouldn't take that though. You know.
No, it shouldn't. But that's the best way I could put it for now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really just get into details about the other part.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And
because
I'm gonna try and do
because
some
I
where
ain't
we.
gonna lie, a song with Mike Jones. I know it's gonna be some politics and bullshit behind it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some politics and bullshit behind it. I want to do a song with Mike Jones because he was a part of that shit. I remember motherfucker tried to rob me in Houston and took his fucking CD out my damn car. That was one of the last years of the Capitol party they had. I'll never forget, motherfucker robbed us. And motherfucker, I had my oldest son was a baby then. And I had a JVC. That was the first CD player that came out with where you could put pictures on the front of that motherfucker.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And I had my son picture going across the screen. And when the niggas tried to rob us, they tried to take that. I didn't say shit the whole time because I said it was a lot of them compared to me and two other guys. So they took whatever. But when they reached out for that CD player, when they reached for that fucking CD player, that's when I said something. And that Mike Jones CD was in the deck. And that's when some magical reason, these dudes had a change of heart and they let me go. They didn't even take nothing there. They beat the shit out of my uncle though, but they didn't take, and that CD was in my deck. So yeah, for personal reasons, I want to do a song with Mike Jones. And not just because I'm a part of what he was once a part of. You know what I'm saying? That shit was all part of my life. Like I said, that CD, that Who Is Mike Jones came out in like 2004. That was one of the last. That was one of the last years of the Capitol Beach party. I remember buying that motherfucker in Shreveport. It was a store in Shreveport, Louisiana, that gets all the albums like a week or two before they come out, like the real shit. And they had that Mike Jones album before it came out. And I bought that bitch and headed straight to the Capitol. And then the same night, motherfucker tried to jack me for that bitch. So hell yeah, I want a song with Mike Jones. Magno too. I talked to Magno. Magno cool. I talked to Magno. I just ain't got around to do it. Magno, he's cool.
Yeah, man. Magno's good peoples, man. Magno's good people. I could definitely hear y'all chop it up together on a track.
50, me and him talk every now and then. 50-50 twin.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like I said, it's just like I said, it's just a lot of other politics that I can't afford to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to disappoint. Because there's a lot of fans wanting to know why this person ain't dropped nothing, why I haven't worked with this guy.
Yeah.
And I just be like, I don't know. You know, I know the real reason right now, but I ain't gonna be the one to talk about it right now because I don't make watch like that right now and all that shit.
It's gonna come, sibling. It's gonna come. Trust me.
It's coming. Like I said, eventually, either it's all gonna come together or the truth gonna be told.
Yep, exactly. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
If I'm forced to tell the truth, I ain't gonna give two fucks about what happens after that. You know, I told Watts that I was gonna start. It's gonna be a certain part where I'm gonna have to start speaking on this shit because people want to know. I can't keep you. People want to know what the fuck is going on. Why have no one came together to drop the project? You know, they announced the day Hell Bro Lose 4.
Yeah,
ain't even started on that motherfucker.
I was talking to G Dash about that actually. Yay. Okay. Yeah, man. Most high willing.
Me and Dash, we talk. Me and Dash talk all the time, you know, and he don't even be knowing I be knowing half of the answers to the questions I ask him already. He don't want to get into that shit either, which I understand that. He don't want to get into that topic either. But I mean, I've been around long enough to figure it out on my own, you know what I'm saying? So I just leave it at that.
Definite. So what about Kiki the Don? We gonna see.
I got shit. Matter of fact, that's the third person that I got a feature from. After I did the shit with Flip and ESG, that was the next person I reached out to. I actually got songs with him I ain't even dropped yet.
Man, sitting on the jewels, man.
Coming Down Ain't Dead Part 2 gonna be a motherfucker. I already got Parler on that motherfucker. I got Lil Kiki on that motherfucker. I got Lucky Louisiana on that motherfucker. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's all I'm gonna say right now. But there's no Coming Down Ain't Dead 2 gonna be a motherfucker.
Hey, I got one for you. I got another artist for you, sibling. What about Cliche, the Classified Lady?
Dude, that's crazy. I just followed her on Instagram yesterday. About her name, bro. I just followed her on Instagram yesterday. I swear to God.
Yeah. See,
I
it
wouldn't
was.
mind. I wouldn't mind doing something with her. She was hard. She was on a lot of those dudes' albums back then.
This is what I'm saying, sibling, and with your flow and your content and stuff, I think that would be a perfect match, man.
Yeah, man. Because you said that whenever this is over, I'm gonna reach out to her.
Most definite, man. Most definite. I can see that happening, man. I can see that most definitely happening. We need to, as you say, as you've reiterated numerous times, and I've called for the Houston scene needs to, you know, come together a bit more in regards to these features and stuff, and just collaborating. I mean, Flip's take is taking it to a whole nother stratosphere. I mean, he's got that Flip and Tom Tom project.
Oh yeah, man. Flip ain't he's man. One thing I like about Flip, he would work with anybody. He ain't got no he ain't got no personal issue with no one that I know of. Like everyone I know got a song with Flip damn near in Houston. Like Flip, you know they got that exotic pop shit going on. Like Flip, man, Flip got his hands in all kinds of shit.
Flip Gates.
Yeah, Flip got his Flip. Yeah, Flip that nigga for real. Like I said, him and my uncle went to school together. I've been knew about little Flip.
Okay. Yeah, man. So what do you do, man? So to wind the bill down, what we got, man? What we got coming? What we got coming for 2021? What's the landscape looking like?
Well, I know I'm gonna drop Coming Down Ain't Dead too. And I'm gonna drop Highway Yella for real. Man, I already got like 3 or 4 projects ready to drop. But I'm gonna carry 2021. I'm still gonna be focused on this Coming Down Ain't Dead shit, because this is just the beginning. Even though I've got so much feedback and so much of everything, man, I feel like it's gonna be bigger and better. So I'm gonna keep pushing that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really like, me and Watts came together on a lot of shit that I've done, but like this Coming Down Ain't Dead shit is a whole different everything, like the vibe, everything, and it's getting bigger and bigger. So we're gonna keep pushing that shit, and who knows, like really can't just plan too much. Ain't no telling what's finna happen. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this corona shit and all that. Then when this new president get in here, I'm telling you, after the inauguration day, he gonna lock this something down. We're gonna be just like y'all over there in the UK, goddamn. We're gonna be on lockdown.
Lock.
Hey, Jacob, for real.
You gotta just plan for the, hope for the best and plan for the worst.
Yeah, that's all. So said that's why I said I'm not finna try to drop another project. Hell, I might not even be able to go move around and promote it.
True that.
So I'm pushing this one we just dropped.
Makes sense though. It makes sense. Because that's a 2020 project, right?
Yeah, we just dropped it. And it ain't even a month.
Yeah, man. Hold that for at least 9 months, man. At least, as you say, until you can see what.
I said I was gonna do it for 6. But like I said, we'll just see what happens. I mean, plus I plan on dropping a video to every song. I'm already 3 in. I'm gonna go all out on this project. So yeah, I'm gonna still be pushing Coming Down Ain't Dead in 2021 for damn sure.
Shiggity, man. Okay. 2 more things before we wrap up. Number 1, have you had fun on the broadcast tonight, sibling?
Oh hell yeah, man! Because you didn't force me, but just because of the vibe of the conversation, I said some shit that motherfuckers don't know. Motherfuckers don't know about the whole California living and none of that shit. You know, and like I was able to, I get to talking about certain shit. It just lasts. It seemed like I've been sitting on this porch for a longer. Hell, I had to take my mama to the store while I was doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to send my mama to the store.
Yay. Give thanks,
man. I enjoyed that shit, man. Like I said, shit, I'll be glad when this comes out. Like, so Motherfuckers
Definitely.
actually hear, and more artists could be like, okay, I need to tap in over there with him. You know what I'm
This
saying?
this is the thing, man. This is what it's all about, sibling man and honors. This is the whole reason I do this shit, man. Is to start tell you as the entertainer slash artist your story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So
You
yeah,
got
man.
more than anybody else, I tell you that much.
Repeat that again, sorry.
You got more out of me than anyone else, I tell you that much.
A lot of people do say I have that ability to bring it out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you from you being over there, it don't even seem like you over there. You know just as much as I do about what's going on where I'm at.
This is it, man. We study, man. Since I got that Gangster Nip album, sibling, it's been a wrap, man. H Town has been on my radar ever since, and then it spread it out to Port Arthur with UGK, San Antonio, you know, D Town, and Waco, Texas, man. You can't forget Waco.
Yeah, wake up, man. That's one city in that's the only city in Texas, man. I've never tapped into really. I drive through there all the time. I was just telling the dude from there. I need to tap into Waco. And they said, it was like, man, they big Swisha House fans over there. I was like, I'm gonna have to go over there.
Definitely, and for the life of me, I've said Waco, Texas, but there's an artist from there, and I got 3 of his albums, and for the life of me now, I can't even remember what his name is. It's been a while since he dropped something. Um, damn. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a link below to the artist I'm
It's a
talking about.
dude. I know this one cat. He reached out. He cool. His name Jay Trouble. He's from
Okay,
Waco. Yeah, he's from Waco. He got a
right.
video SG out right now that's very hard.
Okay, okay. Yeah, man. Show that Texas love, man.
Yeah,
Very
man.
very last one for you, sibling, right? So we've had a pretty in-depth build, pretty universal build, and we've got to know who Highway Yella is. So my very last question is, tell me who you are, but don't tell me your name.
Man, okay. I would say a God-fearing man, hard worker, wonderful father, very humble dude, takes any opportunity he sees that's very worth it. I ain't gonna say I take every opportunity because every opportunity ain't a good opportunity. And I'm a mama's boy for damn sure. 36 years old, I'm a mama's boy for damn sure. I still have to, in between what I be doing, I come home, come check on my mama.
Yeah,
Right, man. I can go down, I can go on all day. If to describe who I am without telling you who I am.
yeah, man. You get exactly where I'm going, sibling. That's exactly what I wanted to hear, man. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Honors, and I totally appreciate that as well, man. I'm a mama's boy as well. Ain't no wrong with that, damn man. Mothers of civilization, so we gotta honor them at all times. How can the siblings and listeners get hold of you? What's the best social media?
And
What
everything is Highway Yellow. Don't matter what you looking up me on. Everything is Highway Yellow. Everything, the YouTube, the Instagram, the Facebook, all that. Everything is Highway Yellow. Everything.
Excellent, and I'll make sure I put links below to all your social medias. You got anything else before we jump out this here, sibling?
Well, all I gotta say, if you ain't got coming down, ain't dead. You need to get that shit now. You could DM me for the hard copy, or you could stream that motherfucker. Don't matter. I don't give a damn if you. I don't care how you get it. You need to get it.
You heard it right there, man. Drop the DM if you want that physical. Hey, you signing them physicals as well, sibling, or you just shipping them straight
Oh
out?
hell yeah! I
Yeah,
sign
man.
every last.
That's it, man. So stream it by all means until you get the physical. But jump into the DM, put the order through, and get that physical. Get that piece of history, man. This is a piece of history
Man,
that's been.
Hey, how long we been on here?
150.
We been on here almost 2 hours.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, sibling.
Damn. Yeah. Damn. And I know I've been having a lot of notifications pop up on my shit. Ain't no telling what my shit looking like right now.
Yay, that's what it is, man. So again, honors, man. Thanks very much for coming on the broadcast. It's been an honor. I will put all links down to the social media below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Go over to Instagram and all the socials and make sure you hook up with Yella. See what the deal's nada is. Peace.